So welcome back to the next episode. We're going to talk about safety, insurance, and a lot of other things in this particular part. So, what are the basic things that one should carry when you go in the mountains?
I think we will have to have a separate episode on this, but yeah. So some of the essential things which I see becoming a problem today.
Yeah.
In fact, I'll take an example. Just the other day, I was watching a reel on Instagram about how the trek doesn't remain fun when you encounter leeches. जब लीच आपको पाँव में काट लेती है तो उसके बाद वो ट्रैक का मजा आना बंद हो जाता है. Unfortunately, this reel had about 2 lakh plus likes. The point is that the people that were shown in that reel, most of them were not wearing shoes. कोई चप्पल पे ट्रैक पे जा रहा है, कोई सैंडल पहन के ट्रैक पे जा रहा है. तो ये इतना बेसिक अगर लोग ध्यान नहीं दे रहे हैं, बिल्कुल मूलभूत बात है कि आप ट्रैक पे जा रहे हैं तो प्रॉपर जूते पहन के जाइए. तो ऐसा है कि अब ट्रैकिंग शूज़, अब आप तो खुद इस बिजनेस में हैं तो आपको पता है, तो मैं क्या बताऊं कि ट्रैकिंग शूज़ कम इन ऑल शेप्स एंड साइजेस.
Yes.
You know, the price ranges, I am sure, from 1,500 rupees to 15,000 or maybe even more. If you can afford, buy a 15,000 rupees shoes. I have no problem. Like in Marathi we say कि आम्ही म्युन्सिपॅलिटीच्या देवाखाली अभ्यास करा, तुम्ही पण करा. मैं ये नहीं कह रहा हूँ, लेकिन जूते तो पहनिए. I mean, for example, for years together, people of my generation have walked in the hills using simple canvas shoes with a rubber sole, which are today called PT shoes.
Yes.
And even today, they are available for $399. At least wear those shoes. Don't go on a trek wearing chappals.
Very true.
Simple thing.
Or sandal.
Or sandal. And then complain about leeches. Of course, I know that even with shoes, leeches can still bite. But at least the chances are reduced. And chances of other injuries are reduced. So simple things like proper shoes, proper clothing. And I would go to the other end of the body, cap. On that, in that reel, I didn't see any person wearing a cap. Now you ask my friend Dr. Milind Chite, who's been conducting first aid courses for 25 years, of why is cap so important. It's not just to shield you from the sun. Our head acts like a radiator.
Yes.
Of the car engine. And that is why you should wear a cap.
Wear a cap.
People don't wear caps. I have learned very late in my life that you should use a trekking pole. In fact, I took my friend's name, Vasant Limay Baya. The first person I saw using a trekking pole was 1987, that was Baya. तो हम उसका मजाक उड़ाते थे, क्या बूढ़े की तरह लाठी लेके चलता है.
Right.
Nobody taught us this. ना तो हमने सवाल पूछे उस जमाने में और ना किसी ने हमें वो समझाने के कष्ट किए. Today there are published research papers that if you use a trekking pole, over the years up to 30% load is reduced on your knees.
Yeah.
तो आज जो मेरे घुटनों की हालत हो गई है, अगर तब मुझे किसी ने बताया होता कि ये बूढ़े की लाठी नहीं है, इसका कुछ फायदा है, तो I would have used them. So people don't use trekking poles. People don't wear simple shoes. People don't dress properly for a trek. People don't carry first aid kit.
Yes.
Basic. At least carry a basic first aid kit with a band-aid, with a crepe bandage, with maybe a painkiller tablet, with a tablet for stomach upset. People don't carry that. Forget all these things. I know that people go to the mountains without even carrying a water bottle. पानी जीवन है ऐसे ही नहीं कहते. I remember some years ago, me and my friend Bhavan Patel, we were doing a recce of a trek near Tamani Ghat. We finished our recce, we were standing on the road waiting for our vehicle to come. So a young couple, a boy and a girl, came on a scooter and they asked me, Plus Valley कहाँ है? तो I said, ये पूरा Plus Valley है. Honest answer actually. So then they got confused. So I realized that they wanted to go to that little gazebo which is on the top.
Right.
So I said, आपको gazebo में? बोले हाँ. I said वो तो 5 किलोमीटर पीछे रह गया. So then that girl had a fight with the boy. मैं तो तुमको पहले ही बता रही थी, तुम क्यों आ गए यहाँ पे? So they went 50 feet ahead and then took a
Came
U-turn and
back.
came back. So I stopped them. So I said, have you ever been on a trek before? I said, no. Are you carrying any food? No. Are you carrying any water? I said, no. I said, don't go.
Oh, so they wanted to go down?
Yes.
Wow.
So I said, आप वो गजीबो में जाइए, वहाँ पे एक रील
Selfie.
बनाइए कि planning this trek for next year. Prepare for this trek. Go under somebody's guidance.
Guidance.
Take the right equipment and then go that. I'm not saying don't go. भाई एक जमाना था जब स्लाइड शो हुआ करते थे, जीवधम नाने घाट ट्रैक स्लाइड शो, कोई हिमालयन एक्सपीडिशन करके आता है उसका स्लाइड शो, तो हम सब वो स्लाइड देखते थे। और उस जमाने में जब हमें लोग क्या मिलता है तुमको वहां पहाड़ पे जाके, तो हम कहते थे यार तुम आके देखो यार, तुम जब तक आओगे नहीं तो पता नहीं चलेगा। तो उस जमाने में हमारा ये रोना रहता था कि लोग आते नहीं। अब उल्टा हो गया, अब हम कह रहे हैं कि इतने संख्या में मत आओ। राजमाची में किसी मॉनसून बारिश के दिनों में सैटरडे संडे को 5-6 हज़ार लोग हो सकते हैं। तो जरा सोचिए वहाँ के लोकल वाटर रिसोर्सेज का क्या होता होगा, वहाँ के एनवायरनमेंट पे क्या प्रेशर आता है। बाकी के एक्सीडेंट्स जो बढ़ रहे हैं वो तो एक सेफ्टी की बात अलग ही है। वो 5,000 लोगों में से कितने लोग बेसिक इक्विपमेंट लेके जाते हैं।
Yes.
तो एक छोटी डे सैक आपके पास होनी चाहिए, वाटर बॉटल, फर्स्ट एड किट, इमरजेंसी रेशन, योर इमरजेंसी कॉन्टैक्ट नंबर्स।
Yes.
अगर आप वहाँ पे कुछ आपको हो गया, लोगों को आपके सैक में तो किसको फोन करें। These are some very very basic things which are completely ignored.
In fact, since we are talking about the awareness of carrying small things in terms of equipment, I have a very interesting fact to share with you. I don't want to share it, but I have never seen a single trekker, at least in Maharashtra, who's carrying a compass.
There, another reason.
And I would say I will start it with myself, because we never, nobody taught us to at least carry a compass when you go in the mountains. If you compare this with foreigners or
yes.
Western culture,
Absolutely.
they always carry a map with them. They always carry a compass with them.
Is a rare skill,
and it is essential when you go in the mountains.
Absolutely.
You must have compass. Is a very essential part of your your day pack or
Absolutely.
whatever.
Another problem especially in the Western Ghats, is that the weather, unfortunately, is very friendly.
Yeah.
I mean, we read books of rescue attempts in Scotland or in US or somewhere else in Europe, where the person who is caught in a snowstorm or in a blizzard or something else, for sure will not survive the night. In Sahyadri, it is very rare that you get lost somewhere in the night and you will not be found alive the next morning. You can just sit quietly even in the height of monsoon, at the height of winter. ठंड कितनी ठंड होती है पश्चिम घाट? We don't have sub-zero temperatures. We have no snow. We have no avalanches. Yes, there are other risks. There are honeybees, there are rock falls, there are landslides over there. But weather is actually very friendly. आप बिल्कुल at the height of summer, if you just remain sensible, if you are lost in the forest, if you remain sensible that let's follow a stream down. If you keep following the stream downstream, one more stream, it will eventually lead to a village in at the most 4 hours. महाराष्ट्र में ऐसी एक जगह नहीं है कि जो आप 4 घंटे में आपको एक भी गांव कस्बा ना मिलेगा, कोई ना कोई तो मदद करने को मिल ही जाएगा. So the weather is friendly, which is actually something that is a risk because people can take it easy. पानी की क्या जरूरत है? So there have been cases of people who have died of dehydration in Western Ghats. Simple thing like water was not carried, and compass is a very good example. In fact, nowadays with modern technology, I mean, once upon a time you had to buy a compass.
Yes.
Nowadays most smartphones have a compass.
GPS or anything.
You have GPS. I have nothing against GPS. I myself am completely illiterate about. I myself am quite illiterate about GPS. So I really can't talk much about it. But I want to state here that you can actually become a slave of the technology also. Use a GPS by all means. I have no problem. But local knowledge of the terrain, why do we say, we call it Vatadya in Marathi, is a local guide from the village who you can take with you to the top of the fort or wherever else that you want to go. The knowledge that this person will have, that GPS will not tell you. GPS will tell you path,
Right.
no problem. But the villager will tell you कि इथे आगे मोड़ है, जरा जापुन चला. यहाँ पे मधुमक्खियाँ हैं.
Yeah, so he knows the
terrain.
place.
इथे पूरा घासा रहा है. I'll narrate a very short example. I'll tell you. Long back, it was about 25 years ago. One of our friends, you might remember him, Pintia Sanjay Gaikwad, was born on Simagad.
Yeah.
वहीं पे बड़ा है वो. So you're doing a trek from Sneha Seva, Khanapur to Simagad, monsoon days. We are talking about Simagad, and those days we used to do the trek for
Quite
corporate
often,
programs
yeah.
at least 5 times a month.
Yes.
So when which water tank on Simagad gets filled, कौन सा पानी का जो स्रोत है, सिमगढ़ पे बहुत सारे हैं, वो कौन सा स्रोत कब भर जाता है, वो सब एक साथ नहीं भरते. So we are talking about this. As we were doing the traverse, which you remember is below the wind
Yes,
point,
yes.
at one point, Sanjay, Pintia we call him, he stopped. So and I saw water bubbling out of the ground there. And he said, इथे उकड़ा फुटला है ना, आता ते टाका भरला असेल.
Wow.
अगर यहाँ पे पानी जमीन में से बाहर आ रहा है, तो वो पानी की टंकी भर गई होगी. And when we went up on top,
It was filled.
So this local language, no GPS or satellite is going to tell you. So local language, local knowledge, and I would just not call it knowledge, I'd call it wisdom of people who were born in that area, who have grown up in that forest, on that mountain, is indispensable. So use a compass, learn how to read a map, use GPS, also interact with these locals because they can tell you things that no GPS will tell you.
Wow. So, these are very important points. In fact, with this particular point, there are certain things that, one should carry when you go in the mountains for, let's say, for example, climbing. Now, we have a lot of good climbers in Sahyadri. But unfortunately, most of them, I would say, they don't know what things they should carry.
Yeah.
So what are your views about it? Because see, one thing is very sure that nobody, most of them, they don't use proper certified equipment. That is a very important point.
Topic.
And it's a huge topic, I must say. But this particular point, we must talk about it. So I request you to,
So one is that when you prepare for a trek, or it could be a trek, it could be a climb, it could be a scramble, whatever it may be, you have to be prepared for the worst. Expect the best, prepare for the worst. So if there's a traverse, are you carrying a short rope that is enough to secure that traverse?
Yes.
If you find that the conditions are very friendly, there's no scree, there is enough of vegetation currently, because in the Sahyadris we have a problem that in a certain season we have karvi on the traverse, so even if you slip you can just hold on to the karvi.
Yeah.
You go there, by a month later, you go there the next day, and if there has been a forest fire the previous night, all the karvi is gone.
Absolutely.
Next day the entire landscape has changed, and then you have an exposed traverse. So are you preparing for the worst? Are you carrying enough number of short ropes, things to anchor? It could be a piton or a bolt or a make or whatever
Yes.
it is. If you're not sure that you will find natural anchors there, are you carrying enough tape slings, carabiners? Since you mentioned certified, let me just
Equipment.
also update our viewers about a big risk that is only going to become bigger. When I buy a certified carabiner, it has the brand name, it has the braking strength mentioned on it,
Absolutely.
it has the certification, it could be UI, CE, and whatever it is. But more importantly, every certified carabiner comes with a unique serial number.
Yes.
There have been cases where companies have called back a product saying, batch
This particular
of
series.
so and so month or whatever, there's a problem, we take it back. So every carabiner can be traced. I recently came across carabiners that are 1/5 the price of certified carabiners, which are available in your shop. and which I've been buying 1/5 the price on an online shopping site.
Wow.
I will not name the online shopping site. I think people are intelligent enough to guess. So I bought 2 of those carabiners, and I was very wary that in a way I'm encouraging this business. So should I buy them? But I bought them, and actually I Instagram के मेरे चैनल पे मैंने उसके ऊपर एक एपिसोड भी किया है. वो करने से पहले भी मैं बहुत सोच रहा था. तो सोशल मीडिया इज लाइक अ double-edged sword. On one hand, I'm criticizing this. On the other hand, I'm actually
promoting it,
advertising it.
Advertising.
So I was very wary of doing that. When I opened the packaging of this carabiner, there's no brand name. Breaking strength is mentioned. The CE number on both these carabiners is different.
Oh,
The
okay.
embossing letters are different. The font is different. The carabiner finishing, if you just take both these
Yeah.
carabiners, and if I buy 2 carabiners of a reputed brand, whether it is Petzl, Black Diamond, Camp, whatever it is, if I buy 2 carabiners of the same type, they'll be identical,
Absolutely.
except for the serial number.
Yeah.
Now these 2 carabiners, which I presume were of the same batch, the gate opening mechanism, there's a clear difference. So there is no consistency. When you talk about certified equipment, there are 2 things. 2 चीजें उसमें इंपॉर्टेंट है. एक तो क्वालिटी, दूसरा कंसिस्टेंसी. 2 कैराबिनर एक जैसी ही होनी चाहिए ना. अब उस कैराबिनर लिखा है 25 किलो न्यूटन, मुझे क्या गारंटी है? अब एक कैराबिनर उसमें शायद 20 किलो न्यूटन तक झेल भी लेगी, लेकिन अगर दूसरी 12 ही किलो न्यूटन पे टूट गई तो, और मैं कहाँ जाऊंगा ये लेके? तो ये एक बहुत बड़ा खतरा है अनसर्टिफाइड इक्विपमेंट इस्तेमाल करने का. आप ये याद रखिए कि जान की कीमत किसी की भी आप पैसे में नहीं गिन सकते. और हमने कहा है अभी ऑर्गेनाइज एडवेंचर में पार्टिसिपेंट की सुरक्षा की जिम्मेदारी आप पे है. आप ये नहीं कह सकते हैं कि वो सर्टिफाइड कैराबिनर तो 1,500 रुपए की आती है, वो 10 साल चलती है, नॉन सर्टिफाइड ये वाली ऑनलाइन शॉपिंग साइट पे ले लो, ये 3 ही साल चलेगी, फिर भी पैसा तो ज्यादा ही मिलेगा, प्रॉफिट. तो प्रॉफिट बढ़ाने के चक्कर में हम बहुत बड़ा कॉम्प्रोमाइज कर रहे हैं, बहुत बड़ा खतरा मोल ले रहे हैं. सर्टिफाइड इक्विपमेंट के पीछे जो जितना R&D उस कंपनी ने किया होता है, जितना डॉक्यूमेंटेशन किया होता है, उसके पैसे होते हैं. ऐसा नहीं है कि सिर्फ मैं हिंदुस्तान में बनी हुई चीजों के विरुद्ध नहीं हूं. मैं ये नहीं कह रहा हूं कि सिर्फ इंपोर्टेड इक्विपमेंट ही लें. There are people in India who are manufacturing good equipment.
Absolutely.
There is now a UIA certified helmet which has been manufactured by an Indian company.
Yeah.
I would be happy if Indian companies wake up, start getting certification. How many companies who manufacture ropes in India are ready to give a certificate of the breaking strength? Very few. अब सस्ता है इसलिए अच्छा है ऐसा नहीं हो सकता ना. आप यहाँ पे कॉम्प्रोमाइज नहीं कर सकते. बहुत बड़ा खतरा है ये.